Welcome to the Let's Be Real podcast, where we are regarded to as the starting five. We are powered by the Binge Podcast Network, and we are sponsored by Overtime Heroics Memphis. Let's be real about big dreamers.
Yes, sir. We might well get Nick Miller. Yeah, I'm just playing.
Man, what?
The moment I saw the name, I was like, let's get Nick Miller on the one.
Why the title?
Well, we'll see when we get to the Your Boy segment.
Oh.
Okay.
Thought it was you and Savage in the group meeting this week. That's how the title came to my mind.
Salute to Savage.
Cowboys.
We have a guest today, Mr. Seth, from Overtime Heroics Memphis.
With the Alabama shirt.
Not what it is, brother.
I was sure about to say, so you're a secret fan just like Skylar? Or?
No.
Nah, he's
I'm
out
just
with
playing.
it. He got the show.
I just came back from Gulf Shores.
Oh, so you chilling.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm back to reality, man.
That. So you work with Overtime Heroics. Of course, we got a good relationship with them. What's your role within Overtime Heroics?
I'm a writer, and I run the OTH Memphis page.
Right on. How long have you been doing that?
I started end of football season, right beginning of basketball season. I went to one of the first or second home games. James Wiseman was still playing. That's how early on this was. I think it might have been the game. Might have been the game where the NCAA sanctions came down, and he still played them. So I was there. I followed OTH Memphis. I followed Fifth Quarter, and Leanna Ritter's on both. She's a writer for OTH Memphis, and she runs Fifth Quarter. And so she tweeted something out. She said, "Who's at the game?" Sent a picture. She posted a picture of like her scene, and I'm like, "That's literally my exact view." So like I turn around, and there she is sitting at the thing with her computer, doing all her game casting and talking to the people on her Twitter account. And so I sent a picture, and then we interacted on Twitter, and she told me, come on up there, and we just talked about it. She told me she'd get me in touch with Gene, talk to him, and then from there, just ended up getting onto the page. Of course, basketball got cut short, and all this crazy stuff happened this year, but dropped a few articles on the basketball team, game casted most of the games for the rest of the year, especially like the big ones like Tennessee, stuff like that. But yeah, man, it's been a great experience. Very proud to be on that thing. I think when I got on, we were at like 350 followers, like 550, close to 6 now. Had a couple tweets do numbers. Had some interaction from some teammates and former Tiger athletes. It's been a great thing, man.
You've just been able to use your passion as pretty much like a way of life now.
Oh, yeah, man. Huge Tigers fan. You ask anybody in my hometown, my parents, my family, they'll tell you I'm a crazy Tiger fan. Don't miss games. Don't do none of that stuff.
And based on your Twitter bio, it said you actually touched Tony Allen's hand. Like, what was that about? Is T.I. your boy?
Oh, no. One time, so I was at McAllister's in Millington, Tennessee, right? And this big old black limo rolls up. I'm like 9 at the time, something like that. And so big old black limo rolls up. I'm in McAllister's. We're looking out the window like, who's that? Because Justin Timberlake's from Millington. So that's who everybody thinks it is because he comes through there all the time and sees his parents and stuff. And no, Tony Allen freaking rolled out. And I'm there, my Grizzlies flat bill. So I'm freaking out. 9 years old. Dude, Zebo, Tony, Mark, Mike, all back then, the freaking grit and grind era, knocking off OKC, making the Western Conference Finals, all that, man, that was my stuff. So I seen them and ended up getting a high five from them or something. I don't know, man. I was a kid, made my whole, year?
Right.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? We see them folks on TV. We don't ever think we're going to meet them.
Yeah. You got some of the defense juices from him too, right?
Right. That's what I was doing. I was really high-fiving him so I could absorb all his knowledge,
exactly.
his defensive ability. He don't know it, but that's really what happened. So, I'm locked down now. I ain't really got to worry about it. When they asked, I said Tony Allen's hand went. So, pretty solid. Yeah.
What advice could you give to upcoming, interested sports analysts, kind of like yourself, as far as like writing and, being on social media and things like that?
If you're if you're any type of fan of any type of team, reach out to OTH Heroics, bro.
Okay, nice plug.
Nice plug.
Yeah, there
nice
you
plug.
go. They'll get you right. They'll get you in a system with a whole bunch of content creators that really care about the fans, the fan base, and the teams that they're writing about. The editors, publishers are great. Podcast and partners, wonderful. Everything's real good over there, man, and it's just on the up and up. Get more views every month. Able to work your way up, grow the page that you're working on. I know we got like Philadelphia 76ers pages that are doing really well. Villanova page has like 5,000 followers.
Mm-hmm.
Arkansas page is crushing it. And they've been doing it a little longer than we have, but in like expansion, like there's so much room for expansion. Like I don't know if y'all saw the other week, but I reached out to Jeans during like the coronavirus lockout, everything NBA, and I was like, hey, I know you're with the other Grizzlies page, and you can't really write about it yourself. You can't like it. You can't retweet it on OTH. I was like, but OTH doesn't have a Grizzlies page. And I was thinking to start out, we could combine that Tigers and Grizzlies page. And so we talked about it for about a month and reveling over it. And so here recently, we just announced that it's going to be a Tigers and Grizzlies page. We're real excited for the NBA to start back. Give me some content to write about, even though your boys really trying to get the Pelicans in the playoffs real freaking hard.
Talk to him.
We're going to talk about that later,
right? That's pretty tough. Well, we're not going to speak on that. It's all right.
We're going to speak on that.
But other than that,
we definitely going to
speak on it. Just wait.
Yeah, I got some stuff to say, but I know when it's coming up. Trust me. I done did my research. I didn't really even have to. I've been mad. As soon as that thing drops, and I read the schedule.
So let me ask you this, man. How do you think with the NBA season coming back, a lot of the players want to use their platform as far as letting everybody know that Black Lives Matter. You know what I'm saying?
Dude,
what is
great?
Hell yeah. Give your thoughts on it. Like what you think? What would you like to see?
I think it's wonderful, man. Because I love to see it because I've always been non-partial in that sense. Like people grow up and just the atmosphere I was raised in, the environment I was raised in, my family that was raised around me, like. Coming from especially a mixed race family, like I'm white, but half my family is of different colors. So for me, I really never saw color growing up, but to see like these athletes being able to use their platform, especially kids in universities, like I know Mississippi State or Ole Miss, which one was it? I believe
Mississippi
State. He said that he will not, he's not going to play till they change their state flag, and they're taking a vote on it. Like that's what I like to see.
Passed. They moving forward with that.
I know, I saw that.
Yeah.
And it's crazy. Like, you're using your platform to make such a change, and people are going to argue that they're this and that because it's Black Lives Matter and not all lives matter. But, like, all lives do matter, but all lives don't matter until Black lives do matter. You know what I mean?
Amen.
So, like, it's really I really love to see the platforms that they're using to get their point across. I think it's pretty crazy.
Yeah, and speaking of platforms, like, salute to the whole OTH brand for giving us a platform to be even greater, and which you offering.
There's that plug. Yes, sir.
It's a plug, man. Salute to everything y'all doing.
Follow OTH Memphis on Twitter.
Exactly. Do it. And y'all reaching out to just different people that's, doing their thing. Like I said, which you answered the question earlier. For sure, we appreciate that.
Yes, sir.
So I guess the last thing is like, for me personally, is like, how can you continue to support mediocrity as far as like America's team in football?
Oh, here we go.
All right.
You gonna answer that? Hey, you gotta answer that.
I'm gonna,
I'm on you for that one.
I got time. All right.
This is my
was a
last
low
question.
blow
I'm
right
good.
there.
Man.
That was a shot. But Cowboys, 2021, 2022, 2023 Super Bowl champions. Book it now. Whenever Jerry Jones leaves, to be honest, it probably becomes something. I don't really know. We're just kind of used to it.
If you would have said that before the Zoom call, trust me, you still wouldn't be here. I'm not sure how often you watch the show, but Trolling All doesn't come this early.
Oh, you're
Yes, it does.
Back to back.
Hey, Skyler, you know what that was?
We'll be in the Super Bowl. You said it.
Skyler, you know what that was? That was one of them test questions to try to figure out if Seth was a part of the good minded Cowboy fans or the delusion ones that think they're gonna win every single year. That's all I need to know.
And he failed too.
And he failed miserably. F+.
You have to have faith in your team. You know, you would have faith in your team if you weren't a bandwagon. So it's all good. You ain't gotta have faith in your team because you just hop to whatever team's the best.
Got him.
Jam.
He wrote it all out for you.
I had to lay it out.
I see what type of game we're playing today.
I just have faith in them.
Let's get it.
You just gotta keep faith. We've been through some crap, bro. We've been through a lot. So you just gotta keep the faith. I don't know. It's a building process. We got the pieces. Got rid of the coach, so maybe something good will come from that, man. I don't know at this point. We just keep on hoping. We see what come of it.
Cool. I can spray out the Cowboys talk. I do have another question, but I'll save it. I'll save it.
Let's get to these topics, man.
Before we move on, Seth, where can everyone follow you on social media?
Follow me on Twitter at Memphis versus Everybody. That's gonna be MEMVSERRYBODY. So
Exactly how
it was spelled. Everybody. No,
There you go.
I don't know who says everybody.
Right.
That's too long to spell too.
Everybody
Too long to spell.
Yeah.
If it's everybody, you're not from Memphis.
Exactly.
But yeah, man, Memphis versus Everybody on Twitter and OTH Memphis, obviously, for all your Grizzlies and Tigers news. I mean, sports been kind of flat lately, but schedules are releasing. Everything else going on. Basketball starting back up. College football recruiting, everything. You'll get your updates on there, brother.
All right. So, topic list today. First up, we'll talk about Memphis Tigers. Been a while. It's been a couple weeks since we talked Memphis Tigers, but we'll get to some recruiting. After that, we go to NBA, like Seth mentioned, with the schedules releasing and stuff about the Orlando bubble. We'll go to that. After that, top 3 women's basketball players of all time, which will be very interesting. Followed by a new segment we introduced last week, your boy. But first off, we'll start with Memphis Tigers, Mr. Schuyler.
Oh, yeah, for sure. So Seth just talked about how Memphis basketball recruiting is now coming back up. And I know we recently talked about Moussa Cisse a couple of weeks ago, and he moved his for him to announce his recruiting decision. And so, which is this week. So now we got the 6'10" center at 220 pounds, number 1 player in the state of Tennessee.
Yeah.
Where y'all think he's going? Seth, where you think he's going, man?
you know where I think he's going. But hear me out. If you would have asked me a month ago, oh boy, I for sure thought he was going to LSU. He's got ties with his brother, all that. Will Wade, he writes some pretty fat checks. He be spending that money. If you don't believe me, just check his phone calls. But no. So right now, I think it's really between Memphis and LSU. I haven't really heard any chatter about the G League or anything crazy like that. But I think him pushing it off was probably the best thing he could have done. Best thing that could have happened for Memphis. Because the longer he pushed it off, the more Penny got the chance to talk to him, be in his ear. And he was thinking about it more. Because everybody, you saw all those crystal balls coming at once that was like LSU, LSU, LSU. Yeah, Evan Barnes throwing in there, and it's like, like that's not good. So he's pretty accurate on those. So, but no, you've seen some flip back and forth. Some are 50-50 now, and everybody's kind of up in the air on where he's going at this point. So I'm gonna put my prediction in at Memphis. I'm really gonna hope, really gonna pray. Really would love to see the big man from Los Angeles. I know Memphis really loves big man from Los Angeles, as in Mark Gasol.
For sure.
So we're gonna see what happens.
Yeah, for sure. I totally agree with you. I think, like you said, I mean, the crystal balls have come out for him to go to LSU. Everybody's putting out LSU, and like you said, I mean, you asked me that question a month or two ago. I'm like, I'm not sure. I think we talked about him possibly. Yeah, I think
we had talked about
wants the G League, and then if not there, maybe LSU or Memphis. But I think one thing that I at least have seen is him with these pickup games that he's been running with. I mean, DJ Jeffries, John Moran.
Right.
I mean, there's been
Malcolm Dandridge.
Those have looked really intense. And so I think with him playing with John, I'm pretty sure John is putting that bug in his ear. DJ Jeffries is putting that bug into his ear.
DJ Jeffries especially, because he's a dog, Olive Branch, Memphis, basically Memphis raised, Olive Branch, we basically counted as Memphis.
Right.
East High School product, Penny Prodigy, Malcolm Dandridge up in his ear with John Morant and DJ Jeffries, just running that system with him with two big men.
Yeah.
Like DJ Jeffries more of a power forward, big, but like he can shoot the ball. He's gonna be a star. So I think just seeing who he can run it with and how he can be the big man at the University of Memphis, the guy, I think that's helped our chances greatly.
For sure.
Yeah.
Like you said, I'm going with Memphis too.
Shout out to the recruiter, John Morant.
Right.
Shout out to John Morant.
For the Tigers. He's a
Memphian now.
He's
right?
a Memphian
now.
We can call him
a Memphian.
Yeah, he's a Memphian at this point.
So, yeah, we talked about this about a month ago, and almost all of us did not choose Memphis. And at that time, nobody chose Memphis. We just didn't believe it. Since that month has passed, because he was supposed to make the decision around that time, too. And seeing the games, because he wasn't even in Memphis at that time.
No, he was back in New York.
Right. So he's been in there. He needs pickup games, all these players in his ear. Yeah, I changed my prediction.
There you go. Ain't no wrong with that. We changed the crystal balls around here, baby. Changed them crystal balls around here.
As long as this been dragging out, it's kind of tough to really pick against Memphis at this point. So I think it's going to be Memphis.
I think he was just, when he was balling with John Morant and everybody else, he was just testing his talents, and he's taking them to the G League. Of course, they're going to throw him $500,000. You know, but it's going to be the same thing. It's going to be the same thing that's happened twice, 3 times this year. Like, if I would have went to college, it would have been U of M.
They're going to Memphis, I was down with never said that.
G League can wait. When are you making this decision? Like next Friday or something like that?
This week.
He said within. It's pretty close.
It's close, yeah. He was supposed to make it
the day before.
There's not a set date, I don't think.
The day before he announced it, that's when the G League gonna come out of nowhere with $500,000.
There's breaking news. Moussa
Cisse. So that's what I'm saying.
If I see his name trending, I'm getting off Twitter for the day. I'm done.
It is what it is at this point, but you know, of course, if not Memphis, you gotta roll with Memphis. But
yeah, I'm all in on G League, man. I just look at him. That is an NBA player, man. Like I remember when we went to watch Wiseman play up at I think it was a tournament at Christian Brothers. I was like, that's an NBA player. And looking at Moussa's stats, man, is ridiculous. And his size is just ridiculous. And with the players going to the G League with that $500,000, like, man, that's you. And like I said before, you get trained by professional basketball NBA trainers. Like, that's gonna be better than anything that Memphis can offer. If he does go to Memphis, hey, I rock with it. I'm like 99.9% feeling that he will go to the G League, but I open a pleasant surprise. I definitely approve of that. But fool me once, shame on you. Fool me twice, shame on me. 3 times F the peace sign.
All the chocolate let it rain on you, J. Cole. But no, I'm gonna have to. I don't know if he's ready for the NBA or G League, like you say he is, just because he's dropping those stats, and no matter what team he would have been on, he would have been great. But I don't know if he'd have been dropping those same stats when he's playing. You got to think about his region. Like I grew up Millington, graduated Millington Central High School, and all the rich white kids out there go to TRA, and they have the most booty boys basketball team in the nation. So they are very they'll go to the state semifinals in their division, and we 20-piece them, and we're getting tore up by Houston and stuff. So it's and that's the type of competition that he was playing, like the TRAs, the ECSs, the FACSs. These kids are like, you see these clips, and these kids are trying to guard them. They're just kind of looking up at them like, what is going on? So, I mean, Moussa Cisse is going to be great, but I really think he could benefit from that year of college. And I think he knows that, too, because he'll be playing against kids. He's already at a disadvantage because he's moved up a year. He's graduated early. You're playing against fifth-year seniors in college. But you go on ahead and join the G League, you're playing against 36-year-olds. 33-year-olds. These aren't these 19-year-old kids that you get to experience before you go on and do all that stuff. Right. So I mean, I just don't know if he's going to be physically ready for the wear and tear of a G League season with the seasons he's been having at Los Am, where it's kind of, the competition just isn't there like that.
And see, from that perspective, I feel like that's the purpose of the G League, though, is knowing that player is not ready to go, up to see a Greek Freak or Kevin Durant. I think it's just a matter of them knowing hey, we know this guy's not physically ready. It's a kid, he's 18, 19 years old. His body ain't even done forming,
Right.
So I guess from my perspective, I think that it's just better for him to get the work from professional trainers, not professional trainers, but NBA trainers. Compared to the college trainers. But I do agree that he could use some seasoning, kind of like what I said before, about with Precious. Precious could use that one more year in college, but he obviously the player, so.
Right. But he's a great kid, and I'll support him wherever he goes, just like Jalen Green. I support his decision fully. Go get the bag. Don't risk nothing. You're already making a ton of money in a year. You'll be making even more money, so.
Yeah, the only reason I would not choose the G League at this time, or retract that statement, is because I haven't heard anything from them recently.
Green.
But what is their format going to where are they going to be? That type of stuff. I haven't heard that from the G League. If I heard that from the G League, I would actually definitely put him back to the original point of he's going to go to G League first. With that,
I just haven't heard anything.
I will give him Memphis. But to the point where underdeveloped, especially his size, you said 6'10", 220, right? And that's not a lot of weight at all. But then again, Kevin Durant bench pressed 95 pounds after University of Texas, right? and still is unless the G League comes out with something crazy, or unless the NCAA comes out of nowhere and wiggles something about Memphis out of nowhere, that I feel like they've been over our heads for this long. I think he can and will be successful here in Memphis for a year, and then move on into the not G League. I would really say the NBA because of his size at 6'10". You put some weight on that, and he'll be all right.
Well, I tell you, NCAA ironically helped us because they're focused on LSU right now, and that's why the decision turned.
That's just rumblings, though. I really hope they are, but there still hadn't been an official. Hey, we're coming after LSU. They're included in the new board that's deciding all the fines and everything. It's just a rumor that they got a letter from the NCAA. I hope so, because the man Will Wade is on video.
Proof.
Talking about dropping a bag on a player, because his exact words are something like, I gave him a hell of an offer I wouldn't even give a player of his caliber. Right. And he still didn't come. I was like, oh, Lord, that's not what you want to get caught saying.
Well, sure. Scout, football?
Oh yeah, man. So look, I've been on Twitter heavy and following Memphis football, and just have seen the many commits that Memphis football has gotten over the past like several months and weeks. I mean, you're talking about like I just looked it up. I mean, I saw that they have 14 commits that were made by June 18th, which is the most over like the past like 5 to 10 years.
We've most had,
right? Yeah. So I think I definitely wanted us to bring that to light, because I know we traditionally talk about college basketball and Memphis Tigers, but I definitely think, like, as much as we are Memphis fans, I think we got to give them some love, because what Ryan Timberfield and their team have done over the past couple of months has been amazing. And then, of course, to get Cameron Jackson, who's a 4-star tackle who decommitted from LSU.
That was big.
That's a lot.
Cameron's my boy. Cameron's my boy.
Cool. We'll remember that, sir.
We run a Memphis group chat. So I reached out to dude when he's thinking about commitment, and then we run a Memphis group chat where it's me and a whole bunch of guys that I know, we're friends, we hang out at the games and stuff, like 40 people. So he committed. We added him to the group chat, and we talked to him, I don't know, a couple times a week in there. He likes to interact with us. He'll come in there, tell us he's coming down to Memphis. Where do I want to go eat? Where do I want to go do this? He's a really nice kid. He's coming down. Just graduated the other day. We told him congrats on that, and I think he's coming down he may be coming down right now. I know it's real soon, July 5th or something like that. He's reporting down here for training and everything. But, yeah, a real great kid, a real steal, because they got him 3-star on somewhere on 247, I think, but Rivals has him 4-star, and that's a huge grab for Memphis, because we're really a JUCO 3-star team that takes kids that are overlooked and turns them into ballers. So,
right, for sure.
Yeah, real great kid.
Yeah, and another thing too, what I don't want us to like overshadow is the 14 commitments, because these aren't just 14 commitments from like guys that are like, they has like Memphis and like Arkansas State. Again, there's no shade to any of these schools, but these players are like, they have legit SEC schools on their list.
On the radar.
Big 12 schools, Big 10 schools. So to see them like
everywhere.
Right, for sure. So to see them coming to Memphis is like, dang, like they are really like Ryan Silverfield and his staff have got in there and they have been balling. So definitely want to get y'all's opinions or takes on that.
Let's go. They like number 36.
36.
Number 35.
35. Go to one short.
Don't tell them short, baby.
It's like the highest ever, ain't it?
Yeah.
I think so.
Yeah.
That's enough said.
I think that's just the trust that we put in Silverfield. You know, we all knew and had a good feeling about him. Even the players, you know, vouched for him. This is the guy we want. Shout out to the AD and everybody else for listening and getting him. And this is just proof that he's coming in and doing what he was supposed to do and doing what he want to do to make sure, you know, Memphis Tigers football is going to that next level and are able to compete with anybody, you know, because I feel like in the future we can. You know what I'm saying? And definitely a special shout out to my Twitter friend of me, TJ Carter. PFF ranked the top 5 cornerbacks for next year, and he was number 5. So
that's big time.
Salute to TJ.
Shout out, yes.
Hey, was it Sante Samuel Jr. on that list?
Hold on, let me see. Yeah, he's number 4. He's number 4. Yeah, we got Patrick Cern from Alabama, Skyler's favorite team, number 3. Yeah, we got number 2, Sean Wade from Ohio State, wherever that's at.
Oh man, why you had just stop it?
And then number 1 is Caleb Fairley from Virginia Tech. So again, salute to TJ Carter.
Shout out Fuente.
Shout out Fuente.
Yeah.
Shout out Fuente. Hell yeah.
My 2 cents on it. I mean, you guys have driven around Memphis, and I'm sure you guys have seen the indoor practice facility completed. They just cut the ribbon. That is a huge deal, like having an indoor practice facility. That's going to attract recruits. That's going to attract, you know, more attention to the program. I'm looking at, name's Cameron Jackson.
Yep.
This dude is a hog molly, 6'5", 270.
Defensive tackle.
That is a hog molly. I don't know if y'all know about football. I know y'all do, but you build from the trenches. Like the trenches are important in football, and that sets the pace for what goes on behind you, whether that's the quarterback or whether that's your secondary or your linebacker. So that's going to be pretty significant. An LSU caliber D tackle coming to Memphis. Like Memphis already getting some players out there now in the NFL. So I think they see that now. And players are going to want to come to Memphis.
Right.
They don't have to go to LSU to go pro. You can go to Memphis, So there's
Patrick Taylor, Antonio Gibson, all them guys just laying the groundwork for it. And I especially want to highlight, I got some over here, these guys that are, I would say, overlooked. And I knew about them before Memphis because just some of them are Memphis products. And just some of these kids are just underrated. And Memphis really got some steals out of them. So I'm going to start with, obviously, Cameron Jackson. Kid's crazy. LSU commit. You watch his highlights. He's cracking kids. Like, I don't even know what I would do before I took a hit from that man. Then you got Memphis product, Kalen Granberry, JUCO product. I remember high school football. He broke the all-time Tennessee state record for rushing yards, I think, in a season at Raleigh, Egypt 2 years ago. I believe. Super cold. Kid's crazy. Comes from JUCO. Probably could have gone D1 out of high school, had some grades problems, everything like that. Went JUCO, bounced back, and he looks to be another sleeper running back that, Memphis is so great at turning those kids. Right. Running back you 100%. Then you got kicker you for sure too. You got Kenneth Gainwell's little brother, Corey. He's Memphis commit now. And then one more I want to point out is Devontae Nelson, which y'all probably don't know him, but he's a Millington product. He went to Millington his 9th grade year, got on scholarship at MUS, and played under R.J. Hampton. He played safety under R.J. Hampton, 3 years of high school, has offers from Arkansas, Ole Miss, Tennessee, 3-star safety, and he's a great kid, super good at football. He's going to be a great add-on to the Tigers. He really loves his hometown. And he really had to because he had offers from I don't even know how many teams. He had offers from almost everybody under the sun, even some great offers but he chose to stay home and be with the home team and lead them with greatness. So shout out to him too. And then I think we offered yesterday or the day before tight end Michael Trigg. He's like a 4-star tight end, but he's really good at basketball too. I want to say he's a 4-star in basketball. Yeah. And he's looking to play basketball and football in college. So that too. Really on a hot trail recently. But yeah, it's pretty crazy, man. It's a good time to be a Tiger, that's for sure.
Most definitely.
All right. Oh, yeah. Also, we have that running back that transferred from Auburn. He'll be actually eligible to play this year.
Oh, yeah. I remember that guy too.
Yeah, man. We can just get that secondary right. If that secondary can get it together, man. Right.
They were young last year. Hopefully they get it.
I've screamed them many a time.
And then COVID and fans returning, we can be taking a trip to Atlanta. Like you did, Dallas. All right, Trevor, NBA. Get it.
All right. So before I get to the schedule, I'll just make some highlights on what's been going on. Numerous players have come out within the past few weeks saying that they're gonna opt out of playing in Orlando. I think the biggest one was Avery Bradley of the Lakers, basically coming out and saying that he wasn't going to play so he can spend time with his family. The NBA has come out and said they tested about over 300 NBA players. Only 16 came out with positive tests, so I don't know if that's kind of a good thing, kind of a silver lining going forward as we head down towards the season. And just to get to it, just earlier this week, the schedule was released for all the teams that are going to be playing in Orlando. Most specifically, I do want to talk about the Grizzlies schedule because I feel that they have if not the toughest schedule, at least close to the toughest schedule going forward to lock up their 8th seed. Of the teams that is fighting for this last 8th spot in the West, the Grizzlies have the second toughest schedule as far as winning percentage, which is right at 59. The only teams above them is the Trailblazers, which is right at 600. And then the Pelicans, who everybody outside of Memphis wants in the playoffs. The combined winning percentage of the teams that they'll be playing is under 500. So that shows you where things align. So floor is yours, guys. You guys saw the schedule, so floor is yours.
Let's go. Because before the season ended, the Grizzlies had a tough schedule left anyway. And New Orleans was the
and
easiest
the Pelicans had the
anyway.
easiest schedule. So yeah, you're right.
I mean, either way.
Let's go. 8 games.
We knew it was coming regardless.
Yeah.
Y'all know how I feel, man. I'm rolling with them. I looked at the schedule and said 5-3.
Yes, sir. 5-3.
5-3. 5-3 will put us in the playoffs.
If they give us 3, if we just go 3-5, we're in the what's called game.
Play-in.
Yeah, the play-in.
Yeah, we're in the playing game. So yeah.
We just want to be in that spot where we only got to beat them once.
You can go to there.
Yeah.
I want the Grizzlies to get to a play-in game against the Pelicans. That's what I really want. My inner hooper wants that because
win one of them.
Oh, that's fine with me. I want them to just. I want it to be a do or die game for Memphis and New Orleans, or Memphis and Portland, whoever want it. Just whatever it takes. Now, of course, I would love it to be an easy route. Just win your 4 games or whatever, and just go right into it. But if it comes down to a winner-take-all game, I will be watching that game. I will be locked in. And like I said, many podcasts, John Morant and Jaren and B. Clark, they got ears, man. They got ears. Yeah. Ears in the eyes.
But the key point to make about their play-in game is if the Grizzlies are 8, they will only have to win 1 game, and whoever is 9th will have to beat us twice. So keep it in mind.
Yeah.
Just 8.
Just win 1. Yep.
Just win 1.
Anybody seen what Zion looking like right about now?
That is a good question.
We've seen Ja. We haven't seen Zion.
We've seen Ja.
There are reports that Zion is in really good shape. From that, but that's reports. But that's without.
Yeah, that's reports. That's always been
right.
So,
you never know.
I'm just curious.
One thing I do like about these games, though, is that they got like some daytime games, like 3 o'clock, 1 o'clock. I actually like that because I work at home, so I can have them on my TV and do my work, man.
Hey, I got 3 screens at the office. What
gotta be doing?
That's gonna be your mother popped up.
Man, I'm gonna be up here locked in doing some work.
I tell you this, I do have problems with these odds that Kevin Pelton came out with, these percentages.
Oh, wow, yes.
New Orleans is tied for the 7th most odds to win the championship. They're not even part of the top 16 currently, but they tied for 7th.
Oh, my Lord. That's just Vegas for you.
That's Vegas, yeah.
Denver is 0%.
Hold on. Didn't you point this out? Does the Pelicans have a greater chance of winning than Miami? Which is
we 0.4.
There you go. Uh-oh.
You know, I got it up. I got something to say. And so, first of all, I've been watching old Memphis Grizzlies highlight games, literally, and Scott was just at my house. I got 10 games recorded from, I would say, the second part of the season. And I tell you right now, if there was no COVID-19 regardless, and we were the 8th seed, the Memphis Grizzlies, I said I believe the Grizzlies can beat anyone on their home floor in a playoff scenario. I hands down, and I'll put any money up at this time that they can, which means to me that they can win on a neutral floor. So with that being said, I think for sure 5-3-2. I think they do nothing less than that. To the point about the Heat and the Pelicans. We don't talk about the Pelicans. Move on to the Heat.
I support that.
I would love for the Heat. I'm been a Heat fan for too many years. I would love for us to win a championship, but it's not our year to do this. In the unorthodox system that there is now, it's still not for us to do it yet. But we for damn sure better than the Pelicans. I can lace them up, and then you look at the Heat stats. We play great against greater teams. So if we played the Pelicans, we probably did lose to the Pelicans because we saw them as nothing.
We did.
Right?
Yeah.
It is what it is.
I say don't underestimate y'all system too, though, bro.
Right.
You know what I'm
saying? Don't ever underestimate.
Yeah. Y'all got a really, really good team.
This is perfect.
Y'all got, especially y'all been in the East, bro.
Yeah,
we in Orlando.
This environment is perfect for Jimmy Butler.
Perfect.
Yeah.
They ain't laying off.
The point of the matter is, we have a way better chance than the New Orleans Pelicans of getting to anything further. I don't even think they're going to even crack and be part of this 8-9 scenario. I hope not. I know their schedule does mean it that way. And I know all the stars want to align for this to happen. But I actually do. I hope it does happen. And I hope we smack the fuck. I don't ever
We
play them a third game.
I'm saying, do the Heat play the Pelicans in this?
Oh, Heat play.
He gonna beat the Pelicans. The Grizzlies gonna beat the Pelicans.
Let me check.
I need everybody.
Let me see.
I don't care if it's the Kings.
That's why I hope those Pelicans go 0-8.
Yeah.
No, y'all don't. Y'all don't.
We don't.
Nah.
Let me say this. For all these, like, Zion should win Rookie of the Year, people, like, first of all, with your life. Second of all, I know that Zion Williamson, since he's been on the team, since he's been back, they are only playing 500 basketball.
FYI.
Zion Williamson and that team was only playing 500 basketball. And the last time I checked, they were giving up 125, 130 points per game to everybody.
With Zion.
I'm really not even worried about the Pelicans because if it's one thing, I think if it's one team that's at disadvantage throughout all of this, I think it's the Pelicans because their defense has been really terrible even before COVID. And I'm pretty sure they ain't worked on defense collectively as a unit since COVID hit. So all I'm doing is waiting, like Seth said, I'm just ready for the Pelicans wide open, and I'm ready for Ja to put up 30 a game. And I don't care if Drew Holiday is guarding him. And we can move on.
And no, hold on.
I don't know, man.
I'm ready for
I'm just ready for the season to start back. And I know. Does anybody got a time frame on Justice Winslow? Do they know if he'll be ready?
He should be ready now.
He should be ready.
Thank you, Miami, for Justice Winslow. I don't know why you gave him up.
Thank you.
I said the same thing. Iguodala. That is the most hated man in Memphis. Andre Iguodala. He can fight a brick, man. He's just all-around non-team player. Y'all can have him. But, I mean, you got to think who was out on injury. Jaren Jackson Jr. was out on injury. Brandon Clark was struggling.
Brandon Clark was out.
Justice Winslow wasn't back, obviously. Even through the trade, he was still out. He'd been out in Miami. You think about it, we got those three guys back at a team that's around 500, got a 3.5 game lead on the competition. You got Winslow, Clark, Jackson, Morant, everybody at full strength, ready to go. And, man, I just don't see us going anything less than, like you said, 5-3.
And the X factor in this, y'all, the X factor is the coach, Taylor Jenkins. This is a pop prodigy, y'all. Like, he going to get them boys ready, man. Like, he going to get them ready.
And John Morant hasn't let off the gas pedal either. You seen him. I'm sure everybody's seen him on Instagram, on everything else. Running just whatever with guys that are going to make him better. He's making other people better. The dude really cares about basketball the way that I haven't seen a Memphis basketball player care about basketball in a long time. Like, yes, we've had the Zebos. They cared about Memphis.
Yeah.
But this guy cares about just Memphis, basketball, younger kids, the Tigers, got a good relationship with Penny. This man's all over Memphis doing whatever he can to become a part of the culture. Man, that's just crazy to me. And I think he's going to come back full force, ready to go, finally land one of them dunks on somebody. Preferably during the play-in on Zion Williamson. But, yeah, haven't seen much of Zion. Looking a little tubby the last time I saw him.
I mean, that's always the case, though.
Yeah, I don't know, man. I hate the Pelicans fan base with a passion. I've been in many arguments on Twitter with them. And super toxic.
Yeah.
You got to think about it. Yeah. Just the Grizzlies have one of the nicest fan bases on Twitter. They have so much love for our team. So I don't see why everybody wants to see the Pelicans in. I know Zion, but you got Ja on the Grizzlies. It's such a great culture and everything like that. So, and I mean, you're playing to play the Lakers in the first round. So in all reality, you're getting to play LeBron James, and which is crazy. I mean, neutral territory. I mean, I might give us a game or two, but I don't know how that's maybe a gentleman's sweep.
This could be similar to that first round series, I think, in 2010 with the Lakers and Thunder. No, Lakers and Thunder when, like, KD and Russ and James Harden were, like, super young. They managed to get two from the Lakers. So it could be something to that nature if the Grizz match up with LeBron.
I like that.
I mean, I would respect that. That's something to grow on, man. I mean, you got dudes who are getting older in the league. LeBron's not going to be there forever. James Harden is going to be there forever. Nobody's going to be in their prime forever. So you got these up-and-comers like Ja Morant, who's a star in his rookie season. You got Jaren Jackson Jr. has been in the league, a year now, and he's a star in his own making. You got Brandon Clark, who came in looking to be a role player, and he's overshot everybody's predictions on him. So
still in the draft. I'm still going to say that.
Yeah, they're killing the rebuild. So pretty great. Good time to be a Grizzlies fan, no matter what happens. But push comes to a shove, I really hope we knock the Pelicans from being in playoff.
Yeah.
All right. Oh yeah, like I said, first up, Damian Lillard been talking stuff too. We played them first.
First game. Let's get it.
Oh my God. I used to have so much respect for him. But like now,
that's my boy, man.
He's still I love to watch. He's like one of the most exciting basketball players to watch. He's so fired up, man, and he really loves the game, but he's been whining too much.
He's whiny, whiny.
He's been whining about everything, their schedule, everything, man.
But I guarantee if there were like a top 7 seed, there would be no crying right now.
Right.
I'm sorry. Yeah. Sorry, you were talking about the crybaby Lillard.
Yeah,
I'm sorry.
Also, what might help us is the final three games are against Eastern Conference teams, and I think they're the top 3 seeds: Boston, Milwaukee, and Toronto. So they might be resting people. They might have their seeds locked up. So we good.
Wow, that'd be it.
But Savage, WNBA, finally all got man.
So a couple of days ago, the WNBA tweeted out a template of list your top positional players from point guard to center of all time for the WNBA. And so Sharky kind of sparked the idea to list your own personal top 3 WNBA players. For the sake of time, I won't get too deep into it because y'all know I can talk all day about ball, but I'm going to go ahead and list my top 3. My format, one, when I did research, man, I didn't realize how many players that I knew and that I have actually watched, from the beginning of the WNBA until now. So the pick 3 was very hard, but I do want to do an honorable mention. And a note. The note is I picked WNBA players, not women players. And so my honorable mention is, in my opinion, the greatest of all time, Cheryl Miller, Reggie Miller's older sister.
Okay.
I mean, she was a walking bucket at USC. You can look at her stats, and you can clearly see that from college and overseas. Cheryl Miller. I mean, if you haven't seen the Reggie Miller documentary, I advise you to go watch it and listen to Reggie.
I'm looking for it now, but it was a documentary I saw either on Showtime or HBO about that USC basketball team. Her and Cynthia Cooper.
With her on there,
yeah. Speaking of Cynthia Cooper, she is the first person I got on the list. That is that is my favorite all-time WNBA player because she was also a walk. She only played 4 years, she played 5 years, really was 4 in the WNBA, and she won a championship each year. Like WNBA Finals champion along with Finals MVP as well. And so you can look at her stats. She went to USC as well, like Sharky mentioned, walking bucket for sure. Next, I pick Diana Taurasi. Y'all know about her at UConn, won hella championship at UConn, 2-time champion in the WNBA. This is crazy, like how I feel old mentioning Diana Taurasi. She is 38 years old, and I remember she was a freshman in college. Like, where did the time go?
Sounds about right.
Yeah.
And then also, last but not least, my current favorite player for a variety of reasons, not playing right now, but Maya Moore. She another walking bucket, another UConn athlete. She understands that there's more to life than the game. But be clear, she got game. Like let's not kid ourselves.
Exactly.
So for her to not only put up buckets on the court but off the court as well, she's doing some ministry some ministry overseas. That's a huge deal for me. So my top 3: Cynthia Cooper, Diana Taurasi, Maya Moore. Gentlemen, what y'all get? I did y'all homework?
Let me go next.
Okay.
Hey, Professor Savage, I do my homework.
Look, I'm a professor. You the dean, man. Don't trip.
All right.
I report to you, bro.
So I have. So Savage, your list is very similar to mine, if not almost the exact same. But I'm still choosing between 2 people. I get there when I get to it. But first off, as Tennessee fan, I would
say your ball card on the line. So.
I'm not going to do that today. I'm not going to choose Tamika Catchings, Candace Parker, and choose any other Tennessee player that's WNBA. I'm just going to do that. Long list. Right. But I hated UConn, right? But I've always said Diana Taurasi was the GOAT in women's sports, college basketball, women's college and WNBA. Shoot. Yeah. She was the GOAT in my eyes. Like I said, 3-time champion, both college and WNBA, 2-time Finals MVP, and 2 times Final Four most valuable player. So, but I think someone may surpass her as the GOAT in Maya Moore, 4-time WNBA champion and 2-time college champion. So those 2 are definitely on my list. My last one is between Candace Parker is 1 of the 2, and Cynthia Cooper was the other. Personally, I would want to choose Candace Parker because I didn't like the Houston Comets, and I was a Sparks man at the time. Lisa Leslie could very well.
There you go.
Leslie could very well be on this list too. But I'm going to just. She did win 4 championships. She did win the 4 championships. The only reason I'm gonna go and choose Candace Parker is not because of Tennessee. It's because, like you said, Sharon Miller. Cynthia Cooper's coach. I ain't gonna take nothing away from her, but Sharon Miller was better on that college team. And I just feel like she would be better than her in WNBA, even though Cynthia Cooper dominated for 4 years. I know it just started at the beginning. She won 4 years with Cheryl Swoops and Tina Thompson. That team went in. But I choose Candace Parker on my list. But it's tit for tat, you can go.
Yeah.
I'll go, man. You just recently talked about Lisa Leslie. Lisa Leslie is actually the reason I started watching the WNBA, regardless of where she is on your list. Just for me personally, just like seeing her and just like the passion that she carried into the game, like how great she was over a long period of time. I definitely think that she belongs on the list. Diana Taurasi, golly, could.
Win streak in college. What's the win streak?
Exactly. For me, you were on the floor. She was really good at basketball, could score from anywhere. She was also really clutch in the crunch time of the game too. Also, I definitely think she belongs in the list. And I wouldn't say this particular player belongs in the list, but she was just somebody that I absolutely love watching. Sue Bird. Sue Bird had.
Oh yeah.
Number 1 in assists in the WNBA of all time. Like she could pass the ball, and I've always been a fan of players who can set other players up to score, and I think she did that for a long period of time. So she might not be top 3 of all time, but she's definitely in my top 3.
She might be.
Man, I guess I'll go ahead and go. Y'all hit the nail on the head with Diana Taurasi. You know what I'm saying? As being like the GOAT. That's definitely my GOAT. And like one of my favorite memories growing up is watching those UConn and Tennessee battles with her and Candace Parker.
Yes.
Like you want to see some good, great, like coming at your throat basketball, like go put that on. Yeah. So salute to them. Second, of course, is Candace Parker as well. She was a part of that, but she went to the WNBA, still did a thing, and now she's, using her voice more and her platform more to help, with awareness or a lot of things. So salute to her. And then of course, like growing up, everybody knew who Lisa Leslie was. Like, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. She was the GOAT growing up. She may be that, I don't know who the Jordan basketball will be, because it started so like in the 90s,
People
right?
have said Swoops is the Jordan basketball.
Yeah, I was gonna give honor mention to Swoops, you know what I'm saying? Like we didn't mention Cheryl Swoops and she was balling. Yeah. But I think everybody knew who Lisa Leslie was, based on the name and, being able to dunk, that she kind of set that standard of it's not a big man, a big woman. How about that in WNBA? So salute to Lisa Leslie.
Yeah. For me, I think everybody has pretty much talked about it with Diana Taurasi. Just her historic run at UConn is just second to none. Of course, shout out to her. She's been amazing throughout. She's also bailed me out a couple of times on the NBA Street game, the last one that they made. So shout out to Diana Taurasi for that one. Secondly, of course, we got to go with the woman CP3, Candace Parker. Had the opportunity to watch her play in Thompson-Boling as a student up there. So she kind of gets the nod for me personally on that one. And then third one, and most definitely, and Savage alluded to it, and that's Maya Moore. Just
open.
She got game, but what she's done off the court, just giving up, playing basketball to, try to make a difference in the world. I think that's just amazing too. So just for my personal three, Maya Moore, Candace Parker, Diana Taurasi.
Yes. I like to go last. I was like, man, did they take what I had to say? And yes, you did. And so
I mean, it's a smaller list than me.
Yeah.
So like Lisa Leslie brought us to the WNBA.
Yep.
Agreed.
Lisa Leslie dunked.
Yep.
And it was like, wait, what? Like, now I'm watching, right?
Shout out to Michelle Snow, too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think Leslie did the in-game dunk, right?
Yeah.
And so Lisa Leslie, bar none. I actually not my number one choice. I put her at number 2. Candace Parker for me is number 3. Watching, to y'all's point, I didn't get to see her at Tennessee like in person, but watching the battles that they did with UConn, and the things that she had to overcome even while in the WNBA has been amazing and a great story. One story that is not shared enough and that none of us have alluded to yet, and I want to give out the stats, so I apologize. I'm going to get back to my phone, is Katie Smith. A lot of people don't know much about Katie Smith, so I'll give you a little bit about Katie Smith, who graduated from The Ohio State University, by the way. 2-time ABL champions, that's before the WNBA, 2-time WNBA champion, finals MVP, 2-time WNBA first team, 7-time All-Star, scoring champion, all-decade team in 2006, top 15 players of all time, and top 20 players of all time. And, of course, she's got a great resume. And she can shoot that ball from the three.
Yeah.
And so, like, she doesn't get enough credit. And from, like, where I'm from, of course, Ohio, we don't have too much, women talent that goes further, right, to the WNBA. But we definitely got to shout out to Katie Smith. For one, putting Ohio State women's basketball on the map first, but then transpiring into the WNBA. And she's a coach now, I think, with the Liberty. So she's continuing her talents to help develop in the WNBA. So shout out to Katie Smith. For sure.
Good list.
Real quick, I want to note some of my current favorite players. I actually cheer for the Las Vegas Aces, my favorite team. So shout out to
my boy. Shout out to the Aces. Yes, sir.
Shout out to Asia Wilson. And shout out to Kelsey Plum. I got to have my left-handed people in there, Also, be on the lookout for our girl from Oregon, Sabrina Ionescu, who could very well make this top 3 at some point because she's more than a walking bucket. She everything walking. If y'all seen her up at Oregon, so shout out to Sabrina Ionescu.
Yeah. Okay. Shout out to technology. Seth fell off, trying to get him back on now.
Hey, the show must go on, man.
Yep.
But we'll get him back in here.
Yep. So just get back in when he can. Hopefully he can before we get done and give his top 3. But got a new your board segment coming up. So, Savage, you got some stuff, bro. What's up? I know you got.
So, I honestly lost where it was at. Let me find it.
That's how bored you were.
Right. Let me find. Y'all might want to skip it. I gotta find it again.
Oh, well, I got one since you're waiting.
Go ahead.
All right, look. So I got some stuff to get off my chest because Sir Sheedy was extremely bored this week.
There you go. Seth is back.
He's back.
Yep.
Okay, cool.
Oh,
perfect
back,
timing,
my friend.
Yeah, perfect timing. Perfect timing.
Right. What's up, man?
Please be safe.
I know. That's the first time.
I was she probably found out you weren't walking the dog.
Ooh.
Is he shaking?
A little shaky.
Oh, he's shaky.
He said, "Listen."
What are we talking about?
Can you hear us, bro?
Yeah, I can hear you. Can you hear me?
There we go. We good now. We good. Yeah. Top 3 WNBA players
of all time.
Of all time. Yeah.
Off the top of my head, Candace Parker, because I remember that video of her coming at DeMarcus Cousins saying she could beat him one-on-one, which I give her props. I don't know if that's happening. Diana Taurasi.
Yep.
Because she's a baller. I don't know. She used to talk crap to almost anybody. And then that's just one of the first WNBA players I started to actually watch clips on. And Sue Bird. And then I can't think of her name. Sabrina. The one that's coming from Oregon this year.
Sabrina Ionescu.
Yeah, bookmark that. She's gonna be crazy.
You just said that, Savage.
Yeah. She a bucket, man.
It's gonna be crazy.
Okay. I actually found my your board, Sharky, so I can go ahead and go. All right. So on Twitter yesterday, actually, there was a tweet from a random account that says, "Quick reminder that Stephen Curry and Kevin Durant was the best duo in NBA history." NBA history.
I don't know.
I didn't say anything about it. I just retweeted it and tagged LBR Sports 901. I want to know, is this person bored?
You go first.
Or
first.
Two, go ahead, my guy.
All right, so I think what they meant by that was that based on their independent skills and what they can do, they could possibly be a top duo of all time, or could have been. I think. Hold on. I think that if Steph Curry and KD would have started off instead of Russ and KD, I think OKC will have at least 2 rings by now, and they may still be hooping together because they're literally combo for each other. I mean, he kind of got a point.
No,
but of course, Jordan Pimpin is mine. Like, come on now, I'm not that crazy. I'm not too bored, but I think they kind of had somewhat of a point because those two individually are great players.
No, they not.
I put them over LeBron and D-Wade.
KD and Steph's not better than KD and Russ, man. I'm sorry. That is a hill I will die on.
I mean, you could be falling in a minute.
It don't matter. I will down the hill. Like,
I mean, and you know me, I watch OKC just as much as you did, but my thing is, at the end of games, Russ will be taking the last shot instead of KD, and that's why that would have never worked. When KD and Steph with the Warriors, they both recognize each other's talents, and at the end of the game, like KD would do, you hit that last shot like he'd been doing in one of them championships. But on OKC, he wasn't able to do that. I watched them just as much as you. Russell Westbrook, I was on that bandwagon way before everybody else.
I just think KD and Russ complemented each other better than KD and Steph. KD and Steph just won.
They can't win together.
They complement each other more. Hey, I literally retweeted a play. Russ makes a block, KD catches it, goes all the way. When you've seen KD and Steph do something like that? When you're in.
So, do you remember the last time they won the championship and the last game, like KD was willingly giving Steph the ball because he wanted him to have Finals MVP?
Which duo? You talking about KD and Russ last championship they won, or KD?
No, KD and Steph.
He's talking about KD and Steph.
Talking about KD and Steph. I know KD and Russ ain't win because it's Russell's fault.
Shade.
But like KD wanted like Russ to wanted Steph to win that Finals MVP, but because KD was
and still didn't get it.
I mean, but KD won. But the fact that they tried is a compliment, you know. To
that's just a testament to how. No, that's just a testament to how big of a juggernaut the Warriors were.
But, I mean that too.
Go off.
Well, somebody said somebody was better than LeBron and D-Wade.
Nobody said that shit.
I did.
Calm down.
I did.
No,
I did.
I put them over them.
Ooh.
Here go reason I do this. Because D-Wade was hurt majority of this 4-year run with LeBron. If you give me the prime D-Wade before the 4-year run he had before LeBron got there, with that LeBron, then that's different. Y'all probably won 4 straight championships in a row, in decades. But
no, they still would have needed Ray Allen to hit that 3 in the corner.
Not that prime. Not that D-Wade. You
don't know Prime ways.
You still gonna need Pop to take out the top power forward of all time to get the rebound.
Right.
But it is what it is. It is what it is.
You had to have the luckiest shot in NBA history and the dumbest coaching choice in NBA history just to certify that they was the greatest big three of all time or whatever. So I'm not buying none of that.
Good job, Seth. You're more than welcome back.
I ain't even on that.
Can I speak? First of all, yeah, did Kobe and Shaq not exist? Did Kobe and Shaq not exist?
We're gonna be 100.
I was about to get there. Yeah, boy, because either Kobe and Shaq or Scotty and Mike.
Yeah. Or Scotty and Mike or Kareem and
No,
Magic.
I said Scotty and Mike. I said Scotty and Mike. That's good. I said I'm not too bored to say that.
I can't tell you this. The guy who tweeted that out, he did. I went to his page. He retweeted and said that's the KD and Steph were the best duo, not the greatest. What's the difference between best and greatest? What's the definitions? I don't know. He didn't go into detail his definitions.
Yeah, he kind of got to clarify on that one.
I don't know.
But the greatest like the same thing.
I'm taking Kobe and Shaq over Jordan and Pippen.
That's a good one. That's a good one.
Who's gonna guard Shaq?
That's. I mean,
And in terms of just dominance, I mean, I don't know. Kobe and Shaq, Michael Jordan, I don't know. To me, he's obviously the greatest player of all time. And Kobe's up there as one of the greatest players of all time with LeBron and Michael. In my opinion, the greatest big man of all time. Just asserted his dominance wherever he went on whatever team he wanted to. And I mean, Pippen's great. Don't get me wrong, Pippen's a great part of that duo, but I just don't see him. You think Kobe and Shaq, you think Michael and Pippen, just separate them and look at their accolades. Nobody matches up to Kobe and Shaq. It's just crazy.
I agree.
I work with that too.
I used to always say Shaq was the most dominant player I've ever watched.
Oh, hands down.
I still say
Still say that.
Watched. Yeah, dominate. Yeah, he's the one. But I got one. Savage and one-on-ones pretty much responded quickly. So I'm finna bring this one out. I saw a tweet. No, it wasn't a tweet. It was Instagram from Trendy NBA. And I don't know. Yeah. Well, the Warriors having internal discussions to use the lottery pick to trade for a package centered around Jonas Valanciunas.
I'm with it.
They're bored or not now? Are they bored? Do you think this is serious?
What kind of package?
I don't think they're serious, but it would make sense on the simple fact of the Warriors that know that their window is closing, so they want to get players that they know instead of players that can be. And if the Grizzlies are one of those teams that have a lot of players, that can produce, like Valanciunas, y'all know how I feel about JV. That's probably one of my favorite centers in the league, period, because he's skill-wise. He's like a younger, kind of more productive Marc Gasol. You put him in a system with the Warriors, and they're gonna thrive. You put, somebody like James Wiseman or LaMelo Ball, and it's like, okay, we got to teach this kid the ropes. Where you can use that high pick and get more from it. Like a JV, maybe Dylan Brooks is, add somebody, to the mix. But I think it's a smart idea.
Yeah, I add my 2 cents. JV, he fits the Warriors perfectly. Like he's basically a better version of Bogut, honestly. Like I don't know if he's as good defensively as Bogut, but he offensively, like you can take Steph off the court or take Klay off the court, and you can let JV put up buckets himself. He'll get you a bucket. I'm also intrigued by the idea of Wiseman being a big man with Ja and Jaren. I'm not sure if they will pick James Wiseman because that'll be – I think it'll be too many cooks in the kitchen, if that makes sense. Because you'll have Wiseman, Jaren, and Clark, who are all kind of similar players. I don't know. They might end up trading Clark. I don't know. But I don't know. So, but, I mean, I'm with it. I doubt it actually happens. But I'll be intrigued by it.
Trying to figure out if this Seth might.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah, we get a lot.
Is it my mic?
Yeah, it's yours, yo.
Okay, let me mute myself then. Y'all go ahead.
Yeah, I thought it was Seth.
That's so embarrassing, Savage.
Technology, man. You just looking out from
Dirty bird.
Shay, how you feeling, brother?
Here we go.
No, like Savage said, man, like it's perfect, you know, and that'll help us get a centerpiece. And maybe this could be a interesting developing rivalry between us and the Pelicans. So we get, LaMelo Ball. You know what I'm saying? Like we get LaMelo Ball and then going against the Pelicans and Lonzo, it's like, we already had them anyway because of what they trying to do with Zion. So who knows?
I just seriously believe number one pick. I'm asking for
Thank you, sir.
You're gonna have to say who?
No, Jonas.
The player that's almost 40. Like, come on now.
No, he ain't 30 yet.
Dang!
Exactly. Exactly.
Get me wrong. I love Jonas now. But this is the same Jonas that the Grizzlies can't play in the fourth quarter against like teams that play smaller ball because he's
exactly.
If I'm trading the number one pick, I really don't believe Golden State is looking for Jonas. So that package got to be sent around Triple J or Triple J straight up on number one pick.
Right.
Yeah.
If I'm Golden State, that's what I'm saying. That's why I think it's big dreamers. I think dreaming and hoping that's the case. I would love that trade.
The Triple J for James Wiseman, yeah. Yeah, that would be great. Not for Jonas.
Yeah.
To be honest.
I definitely think they're bored too.
But of course, y'all know me. I love to see Wiseman in a Warriors uniform. That's something I've been preaching for anyway. So
can I make you a Golden State Warriors fan again?
Ooh.
When I'm not cheering for the Grizzlies.
Okay.
When I'm not cheering for the, can you hear me?
Yeah. We heard you.
Okay.
Didn't care.
Okay.
I mean, shout out to y'all Heat fans. Y'all doing y'all thing. I ain't got nothing against y'all. Y'all hooping.
I'm assuming I took the words out of Scout and Trevor.
No. That doesn't make sense to me at all.
All right, so I saw another one. I'm not gonna do John Wall, Kyrie at that peak one.
I think that was settled in the group meet, so we good.
And still.
Hey, Savage.
On mute.
Okay, there we go. All right, what's up?
All right, so it was on your Twitter, actually. I want to bring this up as on their board. Colin, your boy from Fox, Colin Cowherd, yeah.
Colin Cowherd.
Top five arm talents, quarterbacks who throw the most catchable balls. His top five. I don't see Patty Mahomes.
Well,
catchable balls, bro. What is it?
I don't even know what it means. I mean, I know what it means, but I don't know what it means.
It's something.
People just bored.
Else to praise Tom Brady.
It makes sense, right? So I actually listened to the show that day, and so what he means by a catchable ball is it's a difference between Peyton Manning throwing you the ball and
Brett Favre
throwing you the ball. You see what I'm saying? Like Peyton Manning threw like.
You saying Pat Mahomes is Brett Favre?
So I have a statement.
I'm trying to give you another quarterback.
I have a statement to make.
Ball, you see what I'm saying? Like Peyton Manning was terrible at throwing the ball in cold weather. Pat Mahomes can give you a ball, and I know he's not on the list, but Pat Mahomes can give you a really tight spiral in front of you that's catchable, unlike Peyton Manning or Cam Newton, or like it's so, different.
You watch
or Ben Roethlisberger.
Jared Goff throws a lot of he throws more catchable balls than Pat Mahomes. You would think.
Name my list.
My problem ain't even about Pat Mahomes. Y'all know I've been complaining about the Eagles and drop passes. The ball literally hits their hands. Carson Wentz needs to be on this top 5 list. Like that it is no excuse. No excuse for Kyler Murray. I have never even watched Kyler Murray play. I don't even know how he throws ball. But Carson Wentz at least is number 4. At least. At least.
So I watched part of it. So like a defense he had is like name how many times you've seen a player drop a ball from Russell Wilson.
We get a problem. We don't have a problem with Russell Wilson.
I get that, but name by catchable ball in a sense.
Yeah, Russell Wilson, Tom Brady, Drew Brees. I have no problem with Drew Brees.
Right.
The last two though, now I can say I didn't really watch Arizona play last year. He probably really went through the film, went through all the stats and saw all this, but first he said it was arm talents. He scratched down and said catchable balls. So based on his arm talents,
I agree. I definitely agree. Pat Mahomes should be on the list. He should definitely. I don't know how he put on, but it made sense outside of that.
I got one for Mahomes.
All right, I'm mute him now and try to see. right now. He driving. Yeah. No.
What's up? I can say.
Hey, Seth, you hear us?
I can still hear you.
Okay. Yeah, we in music. We had a lot of background noise.
Oh, you're good.
Okay.
Y'all still doing the tweet? I have one. It's pretty. So I'm scrolling through Twitter the other day. This is the day that you sent me that we needed to find a tweet that was skeptical at least. And this guy said he was straight up Grizzlies account. He was straight up. I'm gonna leave it random because I'm not need nobody slandering him enough because he's a friend. But he said he would straight up trade John Morant to the Wizards for Bradley Beal.
Hey, let me get out. I'm trying to think of a player in the last 20 years from the Wizards I would have traded for John Morant.
I know, right?
Michael Jordan.
No.
Not that MJ.
I'm just playing.
He's not just boy. He's very and capitalized very.
He has nothing to do. He needs
got nothing to do.
He needs the house for like 3 2 minutes.
That man was bored. He was drunk. That's exactly what that man was.
Hey, I ain't gonna lie. I thought he was gonna say John Wall, and I was like, did Ashton tweet that?
Yeah.
Yeah, he's bored.
Yeah, he too bored.
Yeah, so I got this one. I know y'all can't really see it, but you can see it at the screen.
Oh, yeah, I saw that.
All right, so and Seth, I'll read it out loud so you can hear it. So you have to score a touchdown to win. You're going to choose the top team or the bottom team. Top team has Tom Brady at quarterback, C-Mac at the running back, D-Hop and Julio on the ends, and Kittle as your tight end. That's the top team. The bottom team, or team 2, however you want to say it. Patrick Mahomes, Saquon, you got Michael Thomas and Odell Beckham on the outside, and Travis Kelce as your tight end. Who is going to drive down that field and win the Super Bowl for you?
Hey,
based off of
the top team.
The bottom.
If they would
Tom Brady knows what's catching the balls.
Okay, well, I'm gonna put this list back up here.
I'm choosing the bottom. I will not choose Thomas Maga Brady. No, I'm choosing the bottom.
He throws the
Hey
second.
man, as far as Super Bowl go, we don't. I don't care if you Maga or not. We win us the game.
Tom Brady.
We saw what Tom Brady been doing in the Super Bowl.
I get it, but we saw what Pat Mahomes did recently.
And you literally got on the two sides, you got somebody that literally don't drop a pass.
And they don't complain about not getting the ball.
Exactly.
Odell
might drop it big time.
Odell, what's he been doing? I mean,
1,000 yards.
That's a selfish team at the top, man.
Real good at catching the ball.
Exactly.
But the bottom team,
we had
take out if you replace Kareem Hunt and Tyreek Hill. That team just won the Super Bowl.
Thank you.
Not Kareem Hunt won that though.
I mean, not Kareem Hunt, my fault. But I think about it.
Tom Brady got 6 though.
He does.
6 of them things.
And nobody said nothing about Christian McCaffrey. How y'all gonna cover him?
Right, that's what I'm
Brady
saying.
have those weapons. We had 6.
Scala go, y'all. Scala got his hand up. Go ahead,
Scala
Scala.
got a hand up, man.
He been having his hand up. Ben Roethlisberger ain't on there.
Sorry, Scott.
It's okay. Because guess what?
That's fine.
I'm going with the top.
Thank you. Thank you.
Dude, I'm looking at. Of course, Tom Brady's quarterback. I totally get that. C-Mac? I don't think I've seen C-Mac drop a ball a day in my life.
Exactly.
He dropped a ball a day in my life. Julio Jones himself. Jesus Christ. I don't see. I mean, he can grab him from anywhere. It ain't even got to be accurate. I don't care how old Tom Brady is. Julio Jones is getting the ball.
Look, Scala.
I guess the same as Travis Kelce. I'm going with the top.
Scala, I will give the bottom team Julio, and I still take the top team. I will still take the top team. I still take it. Give me Nuke and Kittle and C-Mac.
But Pat Mahomes does not have DeAndre Hopkins and Don Julio on this team. Period. I'm sorry.
I will throw Jay Cutler at quarterback on the top team and still take the top team.
That's right. Ain't had a good year in how long?
What's Seth say?
I will throw Jay Cutler at quarterback on the top team And
still be so.
Serious. We go out to Andy Dalton up there?
Yeah. Jacob.
Andy Dalton. I definitely wouldn't want Andy Dalton.
I got D-Hop and John Julio. Come on.
I got the bottom with you, Trevor.
Right.
Thank you.
Look, Seth, I was putting myself at the top, and I'm still
man. So speaking of trades, Bradley Beal.
Oh God.
Here go this blockbuster deal that Bleacher Report put out that Savage said he actually would do, I think. Bradley Beal for Brandon Clark, Justice Winslow, Dylan Brooks, and 2 first-round picks.
I would never ever.
Nope.
That's a lie.
Nope.
That's a lie.
Go ahead.
That's 2 first-round picks and somebody that's Brandon Clark that got A+ in the league. Nah.
Oh no, what's that? Hold on, what's Seth say?
That's whack. That's a terrible deal. Never.
Yeah. Got him.
Trading away your whole young core.
That's a lot for where's Bradley Beal? Yeah,
7 years old.
He's averaging 30.
I'm taking that, man. I'm taking that.
It's the only thing that would not make me trigger.
I'll pull back Brandon Clark, but y'all can have this
first-round picks. I don't know. Depending on what time of the year, depending on exactly like where my team is in the standings.
Bad boys.
I don't know if I'm willing to give up 2 first-round picks. What if I had a gun pointed to my head and was like, you gotta choose it? I'm actually agreeing to the trade.
I'm taking Brandon Clark out.
Not a bad trade,
I'm taking Brandon Clark out. I'm taking Brandon Clark out. That's too much. That's too much of the youth. That's too much.
Take a first and Brandon Clark out. 1 first and Brandon Clark out.
I'm taking
Clark
that.
gonna be included. I'm sorry. He's in there.
It's just a matter of how. I'm not giving him.
It's a matter of Brandon Clark and what?
Brooks.
Hold on, what's Seth say?
Well, you got to give up Brooks.
Taking Brandon Clark.
Brandon Clark and Brooks won't be in the deal. It's what.
I'm taking Brandon. Brooks can stay.
I think to make it interesting, take one pick, Brandon Clark out. You good.
Dylan Brooks has so much potential.
Yeah, he does, man.
I'm not as high on Brooks. I'm not as high on Brooks, but
yeah,
to me, Brooks is kind of like a shorter version of Kyle Kuzma, if that makes sense.
I think he's honestly, I still believe he's gonna be a 6-man on the.
That's how I feel. It's like a 6-man type player.
Yeah, Bucky get out the bench on the
right.
Yeah.
Oh, I don't know how many gummies he had.
On that note.
All right, man. On that note, yeah, this is the end right here.
I actually had one.
Oh, hold on.
Hold
on.
Yeah. I think we gotta still give our flowers when they do to people that are great. Earlier, I think whenever I posted it, I found the Basketball Insider most clutch spots in the playoffs in the last 5 years. You got KD with 8, you got LeBron James with 11, and then you got Kyle Lowry with 14. Can we please put some respect on this man?
No, we're not.
This ain't trolling out, bro. This is your boy. I guess your boy.
In the playoffs, he's hit more clutch shots than LeBron and KD.
I got something come with that. Put respect on LeBron. Stick on the list.
I mean, that's cool, but he's been playing longer, too.
He ahead of KD on the list.
For now.
But how is Kyle?
But can we talk about top 10 Larry though? Like, can we give respect to the man? Can we give respect to the man?
I didn't know that. I had no clue.
Hey, really?
To answer your question, no, we will not give Kyle Lowry any respect on this show.
You wasted our time on
right.
Show.
Don't ask questions you already know the answer to. Like, don't do that. You knew we were going to say no when you put pros that question. And so, no, we will not.
I mean, regardless, he's still one of the GOATs, bro. He top 10 in the league.
He's one of the GOATs of Toronto.
Right, like he's doing
he's a top 10 player in the league, guys.
Oh, Sharky. In the show, Sharky. In the show, Sharky.
I'm about to mute him.
In the show, Sharky.
So, with Kyle Lowry.
In the last 2 hours.
So are you telling me
this is
out of all 5 starting lineup, you're going to give Kyle Lowry, as to be a guard position, at the guard position for the Raptors?
Didn't we just watch the All-Star game and Kyle Lowry was on the court with everybody else?
The All-Star game.
I'm at a top 10.
Top 10. We lost. So what's your point?
Didn't he just win a ring? Top 10.
No,
Okay, so real quick, too.
No.
Kyle Lowry.
Fred, no, the Hall of Famer Fred VanVleet before the Savage won that one.
I mean, him and Kyle might be in the same.
I have an analogy, y'all. I have an analogy.
Kyrie give, the Kyle Lowry give for that.
You said what?
How many votes did he get? My fault.
I mean, who?
How many votes did he get for the MVP?
It don't matter. He don't need it. He won the ring.
If Kawhi ain't there, he doesn't make it past.
Shoulda, coulda, woulda. Shoulda, coulda, woulda.
Savage, that was the announcement you had.
Yeah, so here's my analogy. Kyle Lowry has had the benefit of growing up in Collierville, and Mike Conley has had the benefit of going to Memphis City schools. Sharky, in the show.
Oh, that no. You Oh no, Trevor, what you say?
So later on this week, yours truly will be a guest on this podcast called Make Me a Drink. It's hosted by a good friend of mine who's a big Memphis fan that lives in Denver. His name is Christian Brown. So we're basically just gonna chop it up like bartender to drinker style. Talk about sports docs, talk about the grid schedule. I know one of the episodes that he's doing, he's actually recording tonight. He's gonna have Antonio Anderson on. So definitely gonna see how I can spend that as
Be great, represent us well, bro.
Send it to us so we can share it out on social media this week.
Oh, absolutely, most definitely.
All right, shout out, thank you to Seth coming on.
Thank you. Insight.
In the rough times.
Hey, Seth, can you hear us?
Yeah, I can hear you now.
Hey, before you leave, I did want to ask one question, and it could be one worded. Who's gonna be the starting quarterback for y'all at the end of the season?
Wait, you talking about who are you talking about?
He's talking about the Cowboys.
Which team?
For them dudes.
He's talking about the Cowboys.
For America's team.
You talking about the Cowboys?
Yeah, who's gonna be starting quarterback by the end of the year? I just want your opinion.
Hold on, I can't hear you again.
Who's gonna be quarterback and we done? I just want your honest opinion.
For the Cowboys, right?
For the Cowboys, yeah.
I don't know if it'll be Dak Prescott.
Oh.
I really don't. The Bengals, when they had him, he's in a horrible team and a horrible system. So
I told you we was good for 2 every year. Still was good for 2.
They're just gonna wait on Dak Prescott to mess up, really.
I can see that.
That's cool. The end of that.
Just wanted to make sure I wasn't hallucinating or everything, man. Nice talking to you.
Hey, thanks for being on, Seth, man. It was great.
Have a good one.
You too, bro.
All right.
All right. Next time. Peace.
Peace.
What was the last lie that you told somebody to get off the phone? Or what is the one lie that you did?
Ooh.
Let's go with Seth. Seth got one. I know Seth got like 4.
Let me think. I was in vacation all week. I didn't have my parents or nobody, so they was calling me all week. I don't know. I remember 3 weeks ago, I told her I had to walk the dog, and I was not even at my house. So if you ask him for that, look, I'm in freaking Midtown Memphis. I live in Covington, Tennessee. Midtown Memphis. I know this girl's got a location on me and everything. She's on the phone with me. I got her playing through my car. I'm like, all right, I gotta get off the phone. I gotta walk my dog. Look, when I tell you, I hung up. I got a call back 4 seconds later. Nothing. What did you just say?
I like it.
Hey, brother.
Come on, Took. I know you two got one.
Yeah. I ain't got one.
Oh,
hey, my mama called. Let me call you back.
Okay, that's a lie. Okay,
that's a common one.
That's a common one, but it's an easy go-to because ain't nobody finna disrespect mama.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What you got?
His wife and
I got no.
It can be anybody. It can be to anybody. I didn't think it necessarily had to be to like your girl or something.
Not yet to anybody.
Yeah, to be anybody.
His parents not watching.
Y'all ever fake a phone call to stop talking to somebody?
Huh?
I swear to God, I'll pick up my phone and fake a phone call to stop talking to somebody.
Yeah.
Or you have your headphones in.
Start walking.
Yeah. I got one. Have my headphones in, not listening to anything.
Oh,
yeah. Acting like I'm
Yeah.
I can hear you.
When wearing headphones was the thing, I might be old. But wearing headphones was the thing in your phone, and then you walk around campus. I might not have no music on, no phone calls or nothing.
That's me. That's me today.
What you talking
about?
I don't
go into the store with headphones in.
Especially sitting on the bus.
Oh
yeah.
School
bus, getting to school. Boy.
I gotta keep talking about it. I ain't gonna lie.
I would say the longest bus ride I had is when we got picked up from the house and we used to go to school at Houston. That was
y'all had a drive on y'all hands.
That was so I did all my homework on the bus. I never did homework at the house. It was always on the bus when I did homework. And I went to
you rode the bus together.
Right.
That's right out there.
For those that are tuning in, we're talking about, well, we were talking about the lies that you tell on the phone to get you off the phone.
Right.
So drop those in the chat. We'll talk about those in a moment. We have a guest on. We'll make sure we give him that privilege as well.
Seth had a good one.
Yeah, he did.
Yeah.
I've used my phone is about to die. And anybody knows me, my phone almost never dies. I think
that's probably the one I say the most.
As long as I've had cell phone, my phone has probably died on me twice. But I'm like, hey, bro, my phone about to die. I'm calling you right back, bro. And that'd be it.
Right back.
Right.
Call you tomorrow.
Yeah. The kids immediately. Yeah. Aiden crying. Aiden wasn't even born yet. Aiden crying.
Bro, in the womb and still put it on the kid.
Yeah. There you go. And
Mine's was I gotta take the trash out and ain't nothing in the trash.
What you say, Trevor?
So mine's was I gotta take the trash out and the garbage can be empty as the mug.
Right.
But I still gotta get off the phone.
Right.
Yeah.
Don't let it be rainy outside. That's a full lie.
That was a good one. I like them.